Have you ever wondered why some people rise from their darkest moments while others stay stuck in the same painful place? This is the story of Daniel, a man who discovered that the biggest changes in life don't come from luck, money, or talent. They come from the way you think. Daniel was a hard-working man, always trying to do the right thing. He followed the rules. He gave his best. But life didn't reward him immediately. At 32, he lost his job, his relationship ended, and he fell into a depression he couldn't understand. He woke up every morning asking, "Why does nothing ever work out for me?" Weeks turned into months. Every day felt like a repeat of the day before. Wake up, feel empty, pretend everything is fine, go to sleep. Repeat. Daniel wasn't living, he was surviving. One rainy afternoon, Daniel walked into a small bookstore. He saw an old man reading a book titled "The Power of What You Believe." The man looked up and said, "Your life is simply a reflection of the story you tell yourself." Daniel frowned. "What does that mean?" The man replied. "If you believe life is working against you, everything will feel like a battle. But if you believe you have the power to shape your life, everything becomes an opportunity. Your belief shapes your reality." Those words hit Daniel harder than anything else. That was the moment his transformation began. That night, he couldn't sleep. He realized he had been living with a victim mindset. He believed life was unfair. He believed success was for others, not for him. He believed he wasn't capable, wasn't lucky, wasn't deserving. Because he believed that, he kept attracting disappointment. For the first time, Daniel asked himself, what if the problem isn't my life, but the way I think about my life? This was the mindset shift that changed everything. Daniel made a promise to himself. From that moment on, he would stop seeing himself as a victim and start seeing himself as a creator, someone who shapes his own future. He wrote down 3 new beliefs. I am responsible for my life. I can learn anything I need to improve my future. Every setback is preparing me for something greater. He didn't feel better overnight, but every time doubt appeared, he repeated these beliefs. Slowly, his thoughts began to change. This new mindset didn't just give him hope, it gave him power. With this new perspective, Daniel took small steps. He read books about growth, purpose, and discipline. He learned new skills online. He applied for jobs he once felt unqualified for. He started journaling to understand his emotions. He set daily goals instead of waiting for motivation. And something unbelievable happened. For the first time in years, Daniel started to feel alive. He wasn't waiting for life to change, he was changing himself. 3 months later, Daniel got a job in a field he had been too afraid to explore before. Not because he suddenly became smarter or luckier, but because he started believing he could do it. Belief changes behavior. Behavior changes habits. Habits change your future. Daniel excelled in his new job. He built healthy relationships, felt confident, purposeful, and deserving feelings he never had before. People around him noticed the difference. What happened to you? They asked. He always said, I stopped telling myself the wrong story. Daniel's story isn't just inspirational, it's a mirror. It shows us the truth we often avoid. Your life doesn't change when your job changes. Your life doesn't change when circumstances change. Your life changes when your mindset changes. The story you tell yourself becomes the story you live. If you tell yourself you're unlucky, life will prove you right. If you tell yourself you're not enough, you'll act like you're not. If you tell yourself your best days are behind you, you'll stop creating new ones. But if you tell yourself, I am capable, I am growing, I am responsible. I can change my life. Then your world begins to shift. Not because life magically becomes easy, but because you become stronger. So here's the question. What story are you telling yourself? Is it making you weaker or stronger? Is it holding you back or pulling you forward? Is it based on fear or possibility? You have the power to rewrite your inner story today, right now, in this very moment. Just like Daniel, your entire life can change with one decision. The decision to think differently, the decision to believe differently, the decision to live differently. Because when your mindset shifts, your entire reality shifts with it. And that might be the moment that changes your whole life.